we're here and we're back on the podcast with Mr. Colin Raha, who is a launch expert. He's a seasoned entrepreneur. He's a growth strategist with over a decade of experience in e-commerce and brand development. And he's the driving force behind multiple seven-figure Amazon brands. And Colin is best known for turning data into strategy, which helps businesses successfully launch and scale products in highly competitive markets. So we're going to be finding out about all of these wonderful things about back-end optimization, about scalable systems, sustainable growth, so much. Mr. Colin, glad to be speaking with you.
Oh, Robert, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, and then I'm ready to have an excited conversation with you for sure.
Yeah, and I'm excited to find out about what you're all about and how you're unique and how you stand out, what you do best. So, like, what did I miss out in that bio? What currently has you super excited, passionate, focused?
So yeah, I've been working on this almost like 12 to 10 years right now in Amazon. Initially, when I started Amazon, I have no anything about e-commerce. First of all, Robert Kiyosaki introduced me to the e-commerce Amazon side. So initially, I have no idea. It takes 1 year, 1.5 years to figure out what is Amazon, first of all. And then I made my first million out of that. And after that, I figured out, because I'm a software developer and also data engineer, actually, I was able to figure out Amazon is like a data. We need to see it as a data, not like a hacks and tricks. So from that point, every problems we go through and we see the data and make a solution. I never try to be share anything outside. The last 2 years I've been outside. I'm talking a lot because I find myself by sharing this experience with everybody actually. Um, so the last 2 years we've been testing like crazy amount of data. We've been working with like 8-figure sellers and also multiple aggregators and also multiple 7-figure sellers. We launching their product. Recent launch, what we have done is basically we they've been struggling for launch they launch a product and it's making like good amount of sales. It's like a $50,000 a month. Actually, it's not a bad amount, but we took the data from 50,000 to $500,000 a month in a 3 months period. It was a great launch what we have done. Actually, it's purely based on data and how we can able to segregate in terms of like front end, back end, and middleware, how we can able to segregate that one and focus on the data and take a direction what data give us back actually. So that makes that things are super excited for me. And then it was a very clear direction.
Well, that sounds great. And relying on the data means less guessing, doesn't it? It means less emotion, less ego, and proceeding in a logical step by step fashion. And so, this business that you kind of multiplied here, right? You said you got it from 50,000 a month to 500,000 a month. Like, what did that entail? Sounds like a lot of work.
So this intel, first of all, when the brand comes to me, what we take a look at is like basically we see what are the opportunities we have and what is the weakness what they have, and also we found what are the opportunities for the opportunities the competitor is missing, and what are their advantage, what is the disadvantage actually on there. So we break it into small pieces. How you can do it is like, okay, you have a front end. There is something tool called product opinion. You can able to put it up the tool and compare your competitor, find out like, okay, why competitor is getting clicks and why you're not getting clicks. So it then you have a very clear cut idea of, if you run like for 200 people, right, you get the data like, okay, the competitor get like a 30 to 40%, you get only 10% actually. Then you're able to find out, okay, why they are clicking it. So all you need to do is like take that data and apply it to your images completely, and then make it look like much better than your competitor. So that's exactly what we have done. We take the data and apply it, and we use AI very crazy. We applied in ChatGPT and ask them like what kind of person it is who specifically buy this product, because there are 5 6 7 type of buyers. We have a professional buyers, value buyers, and also like seasonal buyers and gift buyers and home buyers. There are different types of buyers. Each and every one needs like a different stack images completely. So we identify what kind of person who's going to buy this product, and seasoned out all the all the stack images properly. So then we take care of the front end side of it. The back end is same thing, the keyword element of it. Why somebody is winning on the back end, why somebody is like doing this actually, why you're not winning. So we identify what are the keywords we need to go for and how we need to rank for those keywords. We identify that. And back end optimization, it's a very clear cut. If you go into the browse node and you will have all the data in Amazon, you will have to map it out every single thing, browse node, product type and item type, GL, and also attributes refinements. If you keep it clear, you're really putting a path. Like it's like this, right? You have a Ferrari, but if you drive a Ferrari in like a broken road, it doesn't matter how fast your engine can go, you're not going to drive anywhere faster, right?
Right.
So that's how the backend is in Amazon. So it's basically, if your backend is not very clear, it's like a broken road. It doesn't matter how good is your product, how much you spend, how much you fuel inside. It doesn't matter what happened. You're not going to move forward actually clearly faster than your competitor. So when you fix your backend, it automatically what happens is that's how things happen. Like you can move faster than your competitor actually. That's exactly what happened in the backend of how we transition from here to here actually at this point.
Well, very cool. And I love your approach here. You're saying it's all about looking at the competitors, looking at the data, and figure out what are the buyers. And then on the other extreme, what are the keywords? And as far as these different e commerce brands that you help out, do you have any favorite categories? Is there a certain type of company that you like working with?
um Currently I'm working with like a multiple categories. I really like health and household, and also the supplements. The supplements and the health and household and baby are more compliance thing. Why? Because why it's more interesting, any new thing is coming, it's coming into baby or supplements actually, because more compliance, Amazon implements all the things there first. And if you know that, okay, if you're working on the supplement space or baby space, right, the first thing first thing applying, it's there. Let's say that you're working on a sports or scientific industrial and scientific things, it comes later. So when you already worked on that, you will know that, oh, this is coming, okay, we know what's a problem, you know what is happening. So usually it takes like close to 2 to 3 months to apply into a current the different, like a sports and outdoors and also industrial and also the other categories. It takes like 2 to 3 months to reflect there. So it's a very interesting when you work upfront on all the problems, and when you work in the future, like all these problems coming into other categories, it's super easy for us to get approach. And I'm like, oh, this is coming up here, it's super easy, all right, let's fix this way. So yeah, that was a two interesting category I love to work on, because there's so much involvement in it and so much volatility is there. So making sure that we create hacks based on that.
Yeah. And I'm curious about your mindset, because a lot of what you're saying here, like as far as like being aware and like being almost like obsessed with all these other brands and what they're going, it sounds like time consuming, right? Using these tools, looking at all this data. So do you think is there something that makes you stand out as far as like the work ethic or the focus that maybe not everyone does?
Basically, I'm a very big seeker in life. I'm a very
Okay.
big seeker. I'm a guy who is like when your life hits hard, that means that the bigger things are coming up in your life. Actually, I believe in that. If the rock bottom is the setup, I mean, rock bottom is like a very amazing part for me. Why? Because I've been there multiple times, vanish everything, whatever I made, actually completely. Uh, I'm look for that one. Every stage you get the rock bottom of it. So whenever I hit that part, I know the fact is the bigger growth is coming up. So for that fact, every time we see the problem in, we see that that's an opportunity actually. We don't
Right.
see the problem as a problem. Why? Because in the childhood, I was not like this for long. In the childhood, we thought to be not get into trouble, not go into problem, don't get yourself into trouble, don't get yourself into problem. That's what our mind filled up with our parents. Why? Because they don't want to get into trouble. Actually, they don't know much actually about it. Right now, I'm purely focused on writing those problems. The bigger the problem you solve, the bigger the rewards what you're going to make. I strongly believe in entrepreneurs are or a only person who's going to be solving the world problem actually, and then it doesn't matter how small or how big, the problems are same actually. That's what it is.
That's great. So it's kind of common sense or average to avoid problems, but you're saying seek problems and seek big problems because you'll then get big solutions, especially as far as business ownership and entrepreneurism comes into focus, right?
Yeah,
This idea
yeah,
that if there's a big problem, that kind of keeps the hobbyists out, keeps the competitors away, and
yeah.
there's a lot of reward there. And so as far as some of these rock bottom moments that you mentioned, like, what do you have to share with us about your struggles? Where have you really just had those moments of stress or failure?
I'll share with you what happened before actually. One time, we were growing really good. No, I was worked for 19 hours a day. I was a work from 9 to 5 job in my Bank of America, and after 6 o'clock, I come home, work till 2 to 3 o'clock, and I repeated for close to 18 months, I guess, and I made my first million. And I lost everything else in terms of like family, relationship, friends, health. Nothing was important for me. I was focused on completely on my business because I find whatever I did before it was wrong based on after reading Robert Kiyosaki Rich Dad and Poor Dad book, right?
Sure.
Um, and after that, I was realized, okay, oh God, I look like a shit. I'm a boxer. I was like fucking put on like crazy amount of weight, so I look like a shit right now. So I need to make a changes in my life. So I took 6 months, 6 months, 6 to 7 years, 7 months break, go to Thailand, make all the things. During this period, I train my team to grow my business. So everything is good. I have a team to take care of every single thing. I have a process already set it up very clear. What happened is basically my team, they click the asana, but they don't do the task.
Okay.
So what happened because of that? I lost close to $400,000 in terms of like a launch. Actually, what it is. So what I did is like I basically I had to file a bankruptcy at that point. I have to. Why? Because no cash in the business, $400,000, so much inventory in my warehouse, completely lost a lot of money because of the one small mistake what they have done. And I'm like, I tried to go and then ask them why this is like. So I had to fire everybody in a single day. I went and say, okay, get out. Actually, like I gotta take a control right now. So I started my 19 hours again, completely working late hours. I went to India. I got stuck in India. I worked 19 hours a day again. And 3 months I get back everything what I lost actually completely by myself. Then we recruited a team. I recruited like more people on top of it. The mistake what we have done, I don't want that to be done again. So I put like a multiple layer of approval to making sure that this is not happening anymore in my life. Actually, this problem, I'm solving it right now. So that rock bottom, it's if you talk about emotional aspect of it, it's a fear, very fearful aspect. But because I'm not come from a rich background, my dad made 50 cents a month to fill our life actually, to eat like a ration food from government food what I have to eat. So I got into a situation of panicking. You know what happened when you get fear? You get frozen. You see the fear in the front of it, you get frozen actually. You don't move forward actually. So I seen it in front of me, and then I was like taking a bold decision. I already lost. It's like I'm done. It's okay. But I can begin, either I can begin by looking for a job. I need to work hard there. I would rather work hard in my business. Let me try. If I fail again, I'm already here. So let me try
Hmm.
again. That's what happened. And then I doubled the revenue in in like a 3 to 5 months period of time. And then I increased my workforce really good and pull back on everybody and then back again to the business actually.
Very cool. I admire your dedication. They say failure is the opportunity to begin again more intelligently. So you said we had that team and it just wasn't managed right. So now you have the extra layers of double checking. And when you were on your way back up, you say you put in 19 hours a day. That seems insane in a good way, right? You do all the stuff. You have a little bit of time to sleep and you get right back up and do it again. So when you were in that 19-hour a day mode, what were the goals and tasks? How did you split up those 19 hours?
No, see, when you are in like when you are in the fearful mode, the problem is right. You're fearful of moving forward. Actually,
Yeah.
you're really very fearful of taking a one step forward, right? The one other emotion things what I find is like one of the quote I was like, okay, feel the fear but still do it,
Yeah.
right? So what I did is basically just show up. All you need to do is like just show up. Like rest of the things you will take care of based on your desk. It's like the point is like when you're in like a loss mode, when you're in like a fearful mode, when you're like in a point that where you're like okay losing everything out of going out of control, the first thing step is like a physical thing. Do a kind of push-ups. I did like a crazy amount of push-ups actually to get myself back again to the game. And I when I sit in my things I write it down. It doesn't matter, so I put myself in a place like okay, hey, if I'm consulting to somebody, if they are in that position, like I'm a super helpful guy, I'm really problem solving. For my problem I cannot solve, so I put myself like okay, I'm sitting in front of myself mirror and I'm having this problem, what are things I need to do? So I write it down, everything I drafted. So when I sit in my seat I just do the one thing what I need to do as a top priority. I don't think about fear, I don't think about like paying for a mortgage, I don't think about like having a food, a few future things, or your wife or your kid or whatever it is. It's not the most important thing. First thing first, you need to take care of yourself and you take care of your mindset. If you don't take care of yourself and take care of mindset, everybody is going to fail actually because you didn't take care of yourself.
100%. So take care of yourself, do those push-ups, be in the present moment. And I find that piece of advice of just like writing down what you're about to do and then do it, I think it's really underrated because it's so simple. But it's great, right? It makes it so that you don't get all these distractions. If you do get distracted, you say, "Hey, what did I just write down 10 minutes ago? Am I doing it? Well, no. Well, I know I need to get back on getting that task done." And so
Yeah.
you've accomplished so much and helped these businesses, and you know a lot about e-commerce and about internet marketing. But in this conversation we're having, is there a missing question that I should be asking you? I just don't know what to ask you.
Um, the missing question, no, it's you. I think we covered about like a whole bunch of mindset things actually. I love that about myself as well because I'm into feeling my life, and then I think it's like a in terms of like Amazon aspect of it, is like if anybody who is like having a trouble of like okay they were like, so this is a common question, right? These are the common question people have. Okay, I was making 1,000 sales, I was making like 10,000 sales a month actually on this product, and that product went down to zero right now, or making like a 500 sales right now, what I should do actually. So that's the common question. Maybe like we can cover that right now,
Okay.
if you want. So
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, for sure. So most of the people, what happened in 2020, everybody was like, Amazon is like a super doesn't know. There's a Amazon is evolving, but it's a layer by layer. They put up a new algorithm, but they give the top priority to that. But that's still the old algorithm still exists actually. So people was like using the old algorithm completely and then competing with each other completely. What happened is when they went out of stock in 2020, when they went out of stock happened, people like completely like not able to bring that back because the backend was terrible, and also the compliance with like a new algorithm at that point when the sales were like reduced, the compliance with the new algorithm, they completely like have, oh my god, this product was selling like crazy and I'm doing nothing right now at this point, right? So I would say there is no something called a honeymoon period in Amazon. Like it's a new listing and the old listing opportunities. Actually, that's what it matters right now. So what is important right now is like when you take a look at those old listings, you need to make go and then make sure that your backend is optimized. What I talk about like a road metaphor. So you need to make sure that the road is very clear for you, and then after that you take care of like a front end. Why somebody's new person working right now? You change your content in terms of like images and everything based on the EQR model Amazon has right now, and also find out like what's in the back end as a keyword, why somebody is winning now, winning right now. When you break it down this, that's where the magic happen at that point. So when you implement these strategies, it's automatically what happened is like you started moving in the right direction. We have done it for a multiple brands at this point. They lost the whole product completely because of the one backend problem, and we fixed it. And they've been struggling for 2 years, and we fixed it. We were able to bring it back where they were actually before. So the most important thing is like find out why you're not winning, how you can break it down into small pieces. That's how you can able to win in Amazon, by data, not just by hacks and tricks actually anymore.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, like a problem can seem overwhelming, and you say, I don't even know where to begin, what to look at, what to do. And you say, well, hey, you break it down into smaller pieces, and then a solution begins to take shape, right? You say, hey, well,
Oh yeah.
there's some stuff I don't know about my keywords on the back end or about those new buyers on the front end. And then you get a little bit of an order of importance to kind of this list of priorities, and you know what can be done. You solve these smaller problems that leads up to the bigger problem being solved. And so if someone says, man, this guy Colin, he knows his stuff, right? He knows stuff about Amazon and about looking at data and about problem solving. And if someone says that they're that kind of business where the product was selling great and then it just suddenly stopped working, and maybe they've been struggling and they say, I'm almost in that panic mode, I need Colin's help. How can someone start that conversation with you to figure out what can be done?
Sure, they can reach out to me on the Facebook, Colin.Raja, or LinkedIn. And I also putting up a webinar in the April, the mid of the April, about how you can move from 50 to $500,000. I can send you the link. Maybe you can if you're interested, you can register, and then you can able to walk through the whole case study of like how we did it, how we break it down into small pieces, and how we have constructed the launches actually, and then that's going to help you to be do it for your own self actually on your brand.
Okay, so when you have that webinar done, Mr. Colin Raja, let me know. We'll add that to the show notes. But in the meantime, if you say, I can't wait for that, I need to get that conversation started and get my Amazon, my e-commerce working again and working better. We said on Facebook, that's Colin.Raja. And on LinkedIn, it's linkedin.com/IN/COLINRAJA. And we've been speaking with Mr. Colin Raja, who is a 7-figure seller. He's an Amazon growth consultant. He can talk to you about brand strategy, product launch, e-commerce marketing. And as far as the end part of the show here, Mr. Colin, it's time for the scary part of the program where I try to put you on the spot and I ask you for
Right.
a quote or lesson that has served you in life or in business. So what do you have for us for a quote or lesson?
Uh, it's I have a one other story actually, which is like
Okay.
Alexander and then his horse. So the story is like he was going in like a dark forest with his whole crew actually completely. His whole soldiers are coming behind him. He's going there. He was like super scared about taking a next step. Why? Because he don't know what's the you don't know you want to move forward actually because you don't know whether he's gonna fall down and die because it's a dark, super cloudy mountain, crazy mountain. It's scary actually. He asked his horse actually, I don't know his name of it, what is it called? So he said, okay, I'm super scared, I don't want to move actually. The horse replied, okay, I'm super scared about it. He said, horse replied, can you see the next step? Let's take a one step further actually. So that's a metaphor of my life actually, clearly. Like, okay, when you feel stuck, when you feel lost, when you feel there is no enough opportunity, when you feel like um I'm done, I'm not moving forward, there is always a better chance for you, like taking a one step forward, whatever you want to do in your life actually. So you figured out whatever you love, whatever you're doing, what you love, you could be like a 10 different things actually. Take a one step forward and it will give you a next path for you and the next steps for you, open up your things life actually for you. Very easy. That's Nobody shouldn't be stopping themselves because they are stuck somewhere. I think we all can take one step forward all the time.
I, of course we can. That's powerful and useful. I think the saying is, if you're going through hell, keep going. So if
Yeah.
you don't know what to do, just take that one next step, and you won't have it all solved right away, but at least just take one further step forward. That's very helpful. And so we've been speaking with Mr. Colin Raja, who blends sharp analytical thinking with creative marketing approaches. He has generated millions in revenue, including a single product launch that reached $4 million. So if you're someone who's looking for this go-to expert for private label sellers who want to stop guessing and start launching with confidence, then find Mr. Colin Raja. He's on LinkedIn at just Colin Raja if you're that's where you like to go. But then on Facebook, it's Colin.Raja, and have this conversation if you're afraid of losing rank, going out of stock, keywords, audience. He's the kind of guy where it can help sometimes to get this outside perspective looking in and applying his expertise. Mr. Colin Raja, send him a message, and when he has that webinar available, we'll look at that as well. But we've been speaking with a launch expert on Amazon, so thank you very much, Mr. Colin, for showing up, giving us all this wonderful advice. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. That's amazing questions you asked. Actually, thank you for all the great questions. Appreciate it.